Tonight, from Columbus, Ohio, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Justin Herbert and the Columbus Caps taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
They get a quick first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll run on first down. Robbins, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Herbert now. Throw complete to the tight end, Morgan. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Robbins. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Morgan. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 14. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Caps are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. This young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Robbins. And he stopped immediately there. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in Q1 of the new year. We'll be back. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And now White. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Boy, not what you want to see in Q1 of the new year. We'll be back. On 2nd down, it's Robbins. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Caps lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this 1st quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call it.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Robbins. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Herbert's throw here taken in by Morgan. Touchdown! A great play there. 26 yards. And the Caps are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in Week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Badgley on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. 5 plays there on that drive. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. Interesting stat line right now. And technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield, because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. As he's going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions, as he's getting fooled by defenses, they've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what they see.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now, he just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Room to run past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. The throw over the middle taken in. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Again, Herbert. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone. Wide open receiver complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Caps are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense returns to the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now it's Burrow. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. McPherson's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. You got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the Chiefs who were able to come away with the home victory. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, let's head cross-country to D.C. to check out the football team at home at FedEx Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, they've got a good one lined up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow out of his hands quickly to Higgins. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd down at 4. Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Uchenna Nwosu, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They're going to look to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Burrow going to keep it running right. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Burrow looking to pass. To Mixon on the check down. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. 2nd and goal from the 1. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working off it. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Ethan Carter taking it in from a yard out. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown may be a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And I think it's safe to say we know who the game ball's probably going to after this one.
Without a doubt, they're going to stand up in the middle of the locker room after the game, and the head coach is going to say, great performance, terrific, game ball. Right here, I'm going to present it to him. And if he's smart, he'll accept the game ball, then say, dinner on me for the offensive line at the best steakhouse in town. Make sure those guys are taken care of.
Those O-linemen have helped him to 4 touchdown runs. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Back to throw here, Herbert. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Flushed out right. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I like what they tried to do there, tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
First down. Here's Burrow. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Again, it's Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Pat Freiermuth there to make the grab. And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now all of a sudden, we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before when you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Caps are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at Week 1, oh good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in Week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And they're able to get this one across the 35. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And shelling through the tackle. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now Burrow on first down. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 27. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. To throw again on second down. Herbert over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they're going to speed things up here. Herbert back to the air. And this throw will be intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the Bengals will take over here just shy of the 30.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Throwing now. Burrow on first down. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. From the 40 now on second down. Burrow over the middle. He finds Higgins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the home team here, they start the campaign with a victory in front of an enthusiastic home crowd for a Sunday night. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.